Welcome back to Biz Audio. My name is Max, and it has been a little while since the last episode. On Thursday night last week, I was at the Australian Audio Awards, and what a night it was. And I'm actually going to read you a little excerpt from Radio Today's front page story from today. As a 16-year-old, being nominated for a second time in an audio-related award was an achievement I'm very proud of and will cherish forever, Max tells Radio Today. Also, having the opportunity to meet so many of my idols was incredible. I got to interview Mitch Churi, Bianca Dye, Craig and Chells from Power FM South Australia, Gordy Waters, Pedro from the Carl and Jackie O Show, Jen Sederhelm, Josh Mansour, Chris Smith and Sherilyn Darcy. I had such an incredible time. Held in the dynamic repurposed heritage railway space known as Carriageworks, Max says the atmosphere inside the building was electric. You could feel the energy as soon as you walked in. Everyone proceeded through the red carpet and into the auditorium, where Mitch and Bianca did an incredible job of emceeing. I also got to meet Patrina Jones and Greg Burns, and also finally got to meet Duncan Campbell in person. For Max, there was no one particular highlight. It was all so incredible. Even just thinking about it now, a smile appears on my face. Thank you so much to Sarah Patterson from Radio Today for writing that up, and it was an absolute honour to be able to be featured on the front cover of Radio Today in today's top story. But also, goodness, it's been a while. Let's talk about some of the big stories. Melissa Werner Green has returned to ARN as the Director of Sales. That's not just it for the ARN group today. Alex Cullen has also announced he will be departing the Christian O'Connell Show after less than a year. He joined in July 2025, and Jackie O is reportedly to be subpoenaed by ARN. So I'm not 100% sure if this is, it's of course, it's reportedly. But look, so basically what this means is all of the medical reports, emails, contracts, diaries, internal memos, and all that sort of stuff. But that'll be used against Carl Sanderlands in the case with ARN versus him. And things including with Gemma, Duncan Campbell, and Derek Barguana, they will also be included in that. So that's a big move from ARN in the legal proceedings where they're versing Kyle Sanderlands. And look, I think this was predictable. Of course, we always knew that they were most likely going to call them up as witnesses and use lots of evidence. And of course, it's one of the biggest legal cases in radio. Well, not just at the moment, it's probably the only one at the moment. But yeah, so that's an interesting one to note there. ARN has promoted Donna Gorton to Chief Marketing Officer. She stepped up from a Head of Marketing role, and Kate Bessel has been appointed the new GM of ARN's River 1467. And over at the Super Radio Network, there's been some more online streaming added with 2GF, Tamworth's TMFM, 92.9 FM, also joining 2MG and Real FM and Mudgee have started their online streaming. In addition, of course, you got 2SM, 2HD and New FM in Newcastle. And the Tamworth station general manager said radio continues to be one of Australia's most trusted and immediate forms of media, and streaming allows us to meet listeners wherever they are. And of course, I think it's great that the Super Radio Network is progressing, and from my understanding is that they're going to start adding more stations online streaming as they go along.